Fellas, say goodbye to Chuck Sherman the boy. I am now a man. I highly recommend you join the club. We are doing the wild thing all night.
Acid house music.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sherm.
Sherman, I cook all this food. Is that all you gonna eat?
General Sherman realized and understood the importance of house music.
So, do you know anything about techno?
No.
Listen.
Get it on.
Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm. Today is Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. Hope the year is off to a great start so far for everybody. I'm so excited about this brand new episode. You might have seen us live on Instagram. It's with the Chicago indie-based rock band, the Foons. I had so much fun in this interview, I knew I wanted to share for everybody to listen. In episode 147, we discussed the formation of the Foons. Erik, Ross, Taed, Sam, and Will are all extremely talented individuals who share a true passion for music. It all started over a casual dinner one night, and shortly after, they recorded a full album together. The rest is history. I loved talking to the guys about their discography so far. We ran through some of their biggest releases yet, including tracks off their debut album, Balloon Fruit, including Growing Up, Palm Song, and Night Owl, which was actually played at Bulls and Blackhawks games. Incredible. We also talked about their new album, Breakfast, and yes, I did say that with a question mark, which takes a new indie-electronica spin on their sound. They just released a new track on Monday called Mind Me, which will give you a little taste of what's to come. There's nothing quite like a great indie rock band show, and the Foons have already had so much success performing at venues like the Elbow Room, Shuba's in Lincoln Hall, and a House of Blues, one of Chicago's most famous venues. These guys are truly talented, and I connected with them right away. I've got a special place in my heart for indie rock music, and any band that's influenced by LCD Sound System is guaranteed to be special. Shout out to the Foons. Thanks so much again for coming on. It was such a blast. And friends, make sure you go check out their new track, Mind Me. And let's get into it right now so the guys can tell you their story for themselves. This is episode 147 with the Foons. Boys!
What up? What is going on?
How we doing?
Matt, I presume?
Yes, that's me, Matt Sherman, the one and only.
Meet you, Erik, Taed. We also have Matt in the room as well. We have another Matt who's out of frame. And a couple of the other Foons just left, actually.
That's okay. A couple of the Foons, huh?
This is Eddie. Yeah.
Eddie! Is that your guys' tour manager?
This is. Yeah. She will be. This and Matt, they tag team it. They do a pretty good job, except during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's okay. She's doing they're doing the best they can, right?
Yes, they can. Yes, they are.
How are you guys doing? Are you enjoying this weather in Chicago right now?
Yes, decent. Yeah, I think the Foons might go sledding tomorrow. I took a lovely nap today, like just watching Narnia, and the snowfall was outside. And it was really pleasant.
Yeah. I enjoy the snow when it's like this in Chicago. Like, I'd rather it snow than just be ice cold, bone chilling, freezing. You know what I mean?
Little blanket cloud of insulation.
Yes, I like that.
There too.
What's up?
I like that tapestry behind you.
You like the tapestry? Thank you. Yeah, it's you gotta have the full package with the podcast, man, or else people won't take you seriously, right? Somebody just commented, my boy, actually his name is Shermanator as well. Well, Sherman. He knows, am I saying his name right? Taed?
No, that's Taed. That's me.
Taed?
Like a Gaelic Irish spelling.
Bro, I'm glad you said it, because I was like, I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this name.
Restaurant, it's Taed. Oh, Taed. Wow.
Taed. Do you know Matthew, you know Stratus?
Matthew Sherman.
It's so weird for me to say, do you know Matthew Sherman? And I'm literally Matthew Sherman.
Got a couple.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this one live with you guys. I love these Instagram live interviews, and it's so much more fun because these type of people jump in and get to ask questions, do all that stuff. So it's a good time.
Yeah, thanks for having us too. We appreciate it. This is the first time I've ever
You guys are doing great so far. I got to give a shout out to your manager. That guy's a hustler.
Yeah, that's our boy.
Another Matt.
Yeah. All the Matts out here.
Matt, come on. Let's get him on camera for a second. Manager's never getting there he is. Okay, we got an eye. All right.
Make it a party.
There he is. Matt, I got a lot of respect for you, bro. My day job is in sales. And when you followed up, I was like, okay, all right. Because a lot of people just send one email or one message and then, you miss it for whatever reason. It's all about the follow-up, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Okay. You're doing a good job, brother. I appreciate your hustle.
Sure. He's with this man. He's one of my favorite people on the planet, man.
Yeah, man. I'm just excited about your, the dynamic, how you guys got together. I love your music. I got a soft spot for indie rock, man. That was just some of and it's funny because when I listened to you guys' music, it kind of took me back to when I was sort of getting into electronic music, electronica, so to speak. And your guys' new stuff is really, really special. I know I heard the track that's going to be coming out next week, but big things in the works for the Foons, man.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we're enjoying the process and we're learning a lot.
Yeah.
It's done. Yeah. And how to work around COVID and our recording and production, and it's all been a learning process over the last couple months for I think everyone in the entire world, probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. This has been such an interesting time for the music industry, for artists in general. Without the inspiration, I know you guys have had some big shows, and we'll talk about that, but kind of without that, I sometimes call it the award you get, right? You work really hard behind the scenes, you make the music, you build your brand, you build your following, you make connections, you get a show. And that's what it's all about to performing artists. And we haven't had to do that, so it's been tough to find inspiration. But there are a lot of people who are looking at things in a much more simplified way and getting back to the basics, which is loving what we make, the music, right?
Yeah. No, and it's actually been kind of nice in some aspects for us because we've been able to focus on the production and the songwriting, whereas before we were probably bouncing around show to show a little bit more and didn't have time to designate towards that. We're really fortunate in the fact that we live together, so we're able to collaborate all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we're in our apartment right now, so this is this is our cat. We have a great dynamic. Us too, but in the future, all 5 Foons under one household, under one roof will be our house is a really, really, really fine house. Yeah. With 1 cat, maybe 2 cats in the yard in the future.
Where do you guys live in Chicago?
We're in Bucktown.
Hell yeah, I love Bucktown.
Where are you at?
I'm down in the Loop. Like I said, my day job is actually right in River North, so it was nice to be close to work, but I've been working from home mostly. But I love Bucktown. I had a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends that live up there. It's great restaurants, great bars. It's pure Chicago to me.
Yeah. I love it. We have a really lovely little park right next to us that's just beautiful, and I don't know. Yeah, grocery store across the street. We're right on Western, so we get the busy, we get the stores and everything and the restaurants, and then we have a nice little neighborhood right when we take right on Lindale. Yeah, there's also no other tenants in the building, so we can be as loud as we want. There's a full drum kit. We're going crazy with it. That's not. Their kitchen are into the bottom floor of our apartment, but there's been a staller on that. So there's no practice limitations or anything like that, which is nice.
There you go. Yeah, gosh, I wish I had your guys' experience. I get noise complaints here when I just play my record player too loud sometimes. It's frustrating.
And you DJ too and produce, right?
Yeah, life of a DJ. I'm used to noise complaints. I know how to handle the noise complaint. That's what I've gotten good at. We got some people waving. We got Mike Darnall joining. Wow, look at how we got some people joining today. People always come in and out of these. So for those that are listening, if you guys do have a question that pops up, I'll allow it. But please ask nicely that you'd like to ask a question, because I got some good questions here for you guys. we're gonna run through the Foons story, guys. I've got questions about how you guys came together, everybody's role in the band, of course, your first album that you released, new music coming out, and then I definitely wanted to ask you about your shows and just kind of how it's been, like I said in the beginning, from an artist perspective during such a, impossible time, sort of, in the music industry. But where there is darkness, there is light, and I'm optimistic for the future, right, boys?
Absolutely. You have to be.
You have to be. You have to be. But let's start at the beginning, man. How did you guys come together? I know 3 of you are brothers, right?
Yeah. So
Taed,
I've known those guys for a long time.
your brothers?
But yeah, so I actually have 3 older brothers. 2 of them are in the group, and then one of them's out. So he's not in the group. Still plays, great musician. But so I've been playing music with them for a long time. Was in some groups with them in the past, actually. And Erik and I, we met each other through a mutual friend, Cup J, at U of I in Champaign, where we went to school.
Okay, cool.
We had a nice little jam session at your apartment. It was a very minimalist jam session. Had a very shitty drum kit. I think you were on some keys or something. I had that little Arturia. I had a little MIDI keyboard. Yeah, we had a little MIDI keyboard going, little MIDI and drums, and
nice.
Yeah, we were playing. That's kind of how it, I think, developed. Then we wrote a song together after school, started together more consistently, and then actually before my brothers though, Ross Stonewall, and Erik was playing open mics. Yeah, I was writing some songs and playing open mics, kind of doing the solo, singer-songwriter, folky type acoustic guitar singing type thing.
Of course.
And I played a show at Elbow Room, R.I.P.
R.I.P., man.
And Ross was there and asked if I wanted to play music, and I met him at some point, and bada bing, bada boom, Ross is on board. Ross is on board. The twins were easy to convince next. Yeah, it was yeah. Ross came over. Ross, I was living in a studio by myself. Me and Taed were kind of toying with the idea of getting a band together, and then eventually me and Taed moved in together with our other buddy Johnny. Ross and was playing. Yeah, I was playing, and we got Ross together, and then we got the twins on board, and honestly, we'd all been playing music for a long time, where it came together pretty fluidly, I'd say.
So everybody grew up playing music though. Your families were musical, you were raised playing instruments type thing. Everybody in the group, it seems truly passionate about it.
Definitely. Ross has a little bit of a producer background. My brothers and my dad got us all instruments when we were 5 years old. I got a drum kit, so I think he was trying to set up the family band early on.
I love that.
Erik said a whole line of playing instruments. My dad tried to play the violin when I was really young, but I hated it. But
the violin. I don't see that for you. Yeah.
I wanted to be a violinist, but I wasn't having it, and I don't know. I played guitar in middle school, as middle schoolers do. I had a drum. I wanted to play the drums first, but then I wanted to play the notes more than anything, because I was in a lot of choruses and stuff growing up. So I'd do choruses, and then I learned guitar, etc. And we might have piano came all back in the mix, though. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can get my hands on one. That a bow and some nice rosin to rosin that bow up with.
Oh yeah, baby, rosin that bow, baby. That's awesome, Erik. So you're the songwriter, you're multi-instrumentalist, obviously. Taed, you're the drummer. Ross is on the keys, and Sam and Will, Taed, your brothers, are bass and guitar, right?
Yeah.
So we got five different instruments here, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess 6 if you want to include a voice, which is an instrument in my opinion.
True, definitely. Five people to play instrumentation. That, because we could have someone press a button and that, Yeah.
Right. That's amazing. What a great story. And then you guys started releasing music though in 2020, but I guess before you like kind of formed the group, you're all playing music together. When did you guys say, all right, like we're all kind of linking up on shows, we like playing with each other? When did you say, all right, we need to create a band? And when did the name the Foons come together too?
Take it away. At a dinner actually with the Foons. So the name, and then we decided, basically how it came together. I think we kind of forced it, honestly. Like, I think we were jamming a lot together, but we really hopped into the studio and like got studio time pretty early. Yeah, I booked studio time before we had practiced any of the songs. It was my birthday, so I was just like, I'm gonna get some time. Yeah, we booked studio time, and we kind of had to rush. And luckily, I mean, Erik had written a lot of solo stuff that kind of translated nicely into a group project. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then we were able to do that. Start our branding and our Instagram page and getting the whole thing together. I think the name came together though. We were having a dinner and somehow it came to conversation like with my parents or something. We were having dinner. We were having pork for dinner.
Love it.
And trying to think of band. And then I was like, well, maybe something to do with pork. And then pork rhymed with spork, and the opposite of spork is a food. We back, baby. Sorry, something cut out. Did you catch the audio?
You're good. I heard we got to Foon. Yeah, I heard the origination there.
But yeah, that's kind of the like chaotic route that it took for us to. Yeah, I was not gonna not have do the music thing and give the music thing a shot. Mm-hmm. So studio time was booked, got that stuff together, had some songs written, and now we're writing more songs. Yeah.
So that was what, 2019 then?
That was end of 2019 into early 2020, and that was our first project, Balloon Fruit.
Damn, so you guys had a pretty quick turnaround then. Like, did you save a lot of these songs that you had made, or did you say, okay, we're the Foons, let's get to producing an album? How did that work? I had some songs written, and then I was playing the solo shows, and I think I lost some, the same show that I met Ross at, actually, I lost some contest, and I got all pissed off. So that happens.
I was just mad that I lost the contest. I was like, I'm going to write so many songs, So that's what I did. And then, I'm going to write songs and record it with the group. And so we did. And that's, I wanted to make sure it happened.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. And I mean, your lyrics are truly passionate, and there's a story being told here, and that's why I always felt like, I mean, when you grow up, right? Like, you guys are all Midwest guys, right? I know there's Evanston.
Yeah, he's out from the
Bay Area.
I'm from Valley, California.
Okay, hell yeah, that's awesome. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter where you're from, but if you grow up in the United States, at least in our generation, you have that time in life where you're in middle school, going into high school, and whether you really are emo or not, emo, right? We all go through that phase where we really connect with lyrics. And I mean, when I listened to your guys' songs the first time, it just took me back to before I even had my driver's license, listening to music on the school bus, and I was like, God, I absolutely love this. But then I really took another listen after I had initially heard it, and there really is a lot of like passion, like I said, being told, like stories. Erik, are these lyrics you're writing before we even get into Balloon Fruit? Are these based on experiences, stories? Where exactly does the inspiration come from your lyrics?
So I don't write the lyrics down. So I kind of just come up with them to the chord progressions.
Jesus.
And sometimes during sessions, I need to develop out of those.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like freestyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's good stays, and then it sticks.
So it really is from the heart. It's raw.
Yeah.
It's authentic.
It's just riffing, and if I can't come up with something, I'm singing vowels until the words kind of form around them at some point, and then sometimes I'm like, what the hell do we want to write a song about, guys? What am I supposed to be writing? Like, what's the assignment?
That's awesome. I mean, there's definitely beauty in not, I guess for lack of a better term, like disorganization, right? Sometimes a messy desk comes out a great idea. I actually love that. I have a friend, you might have heard of him before. He's in Chicago as well. His name's Gilded. And I asked him about his songwriting. Yeah, he's the man. He's fucking awesome. But when he produces a song, he does something similar, right? He kind of builds the instrumentation and the layering, and he'll like hum non-syllable words, right? And then he'll go back and fill it in. So I know exactly what you guys are talking about. Like, you kind of all have your own strategy to that. But it really is, when it comes down to it, at least from my experience, you're playing the music, you're feeling something, you just comes out of you. I like that. Freestyle. You're the Kendrick Lamar of indie rock, bro. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, that's the title we gotta live up to, huh?
That's awesome. So tell me about Balloon Fruit. Released in early 2020. You guys obviously had a quick turnaround time. I mean, how long did it take to actually put that together? 2 months and release it? Like, it was really, really quick.
Yeah, we started rolling out we released it a little bit untraditionally, probably, as like singles and doubles, but I think
sure.
We probably, how long did we practice? It did take us to record. Some songs I don't think, we maybe had like 2 practices and then we were in the studio. Yeah, some of them were quick, and then some of the mixing and the mastering was another learning process, because I don't think we'd really had too much studio stuff like that before. But it was super rewarding, and like you said, like building up to the album show and things like that. We thought we were gonna be able to get it done in like a day. Because we only booked the one session to start off with.
Right.
But we were like, we had that amount of songs, right? I think we had the 8 songs that we wanted to do. And like, all right, let's just barely practiced. We just wanted to get it done in a day, but it didn't work out like that. But it happened. But since we wanted to get done so fast, so quickly, it happened. It got done quickly. But what, 2 months total? Yeah, probably 2.5 months, something like that.
That really is impressive, guys. It just goes to show like how organic of a connection you guys all have, and it's not just because 3 of you are related, but still. That's awesome. And it really is like the quality is certainly there. Who did the mixing and mastering then?
Rick. Yeah. For Shapes, Rick at Handwritten Recording is a great man that we love to work with. Yeah, he's great. We've also done stuff with Jasper McRae. Shout out Jasper. But Balloon Fruit was honestly entirely Rick at Handwritten Recording. And then Shapes, Willie Main also worked on of Bydad. And then we've been doing a little bit like on this new stuff. We've been doing some more in-house mix. But yeah, I mixing. I've been reading this huge textbook, and we've been getting progressively better at Ableton, and
Nice.
This Mind Me release is kind of the first thing that sounds, kind of exactly. It sounds basically pretty much exactly how we want it to sound. Yeah. And it has all the kind of extra elements of electronic music in there as well. But going forward, we kind of have a plan, and we kind of know how we want to do it now, and we're really happy that we can just do it basically all in-house with the help of some mixing touches, just because I'm not necessarily confident enough to say
Send it out. Yeah. Well, you don't have to.
Have a final professional touch or approval at least.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys, I guess, while we're on the topic of the first album as compared to the second, you guys are recording it live. Balloon Fruit, you kind of went off the cuff, it kind of seems like, and now this time around with the new album is going to be. Did you record it like separately or all at the same time, or like how are you actually putting that into Ableton track by track?
We're like right in the midst of it right now, but we've been doing, we still try to keep it as live as possible. We're recording it we're recording the bass layers in the basement.
Okay.
And Will and Sam's and Steve's mainly. My childhood home. It actually has like a really nice dead sound, and my dad does some engineering work himself. And some recording, so he makes it sound. We were kind of like really nice. We were kind of unsure how we wanted to mix everything. We kind of had a bunch of different samples of these different spaces and things, and then we did a take in the basement, and that Steve mixed, and we were just like, that's what the bass layer needs to be for everything.
That's awesome.
Do all of that and then kind of layer things on top of it. And we recorded a lot in LA. We were out in LA recently too. We just recorded a lot of vocals and stuff. A lot of writing got done. A lot of vocals, did some writing out there.
Good.
But we like to try to differentiate our sound a little bit by keeping a lot of the elements live and as a group, as opposed to just doing strictly layering and production.
Yeah.
More so live.
That's awesome. I mean, it's clear that you guys care about the process too, and that's probably the biggest difference between, like, I guess, a bedroom producer and a band like you. You literally like go to a place because the sound is better, and I absolutely fucking love that.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
It's such stuff.
Tried out different locations too to get us here, so we're We're really trying to merge that rock and EDM line. We're trying to allow there to be enough space for the song to develop while at the same time incorporate electronic.
Sort of danceable, but groovable and chillable. Yeah. That's a fine line, and that's tough. And I mean, they're gonna hear it when it comes out, but I think you guys are really achieving that.
Thanks.
So let me ask you this: Night Owl. Not only is this a great track, it's your biggest streaming success yet, but this was played at Bulls and Blackhawks games.
Yeah, that was sick.
How? That's so dope, dude. Like, Chicago got a Chicago guy. Like, yes.
This guy, that was our last kind of booking agent manager guy, Max Wagner, who did a fantastic job. Yeah, he's a homie of ours. He helped us in those early stages a lot, so that was huge. I think we were actually at handwritten recording, and we knew it was a possibility, but I remember just getting like texts like, "Wait, is this you guys on the Jumbotron right now?"
Damn.
That was insane.
Talk about exposure.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Wow.
Grow up dreaming of being in the NBA, but that's good.
You did too? I did too. I didn't make the 7th grade basketball team, and I thought I was going to be in the NBA before that.
I was so pissed.
So pissed.
It was only because I was
Oh, okay, Taed. Thanks. Yeah, rub it in. All right.
I was good. I should have been on the team.
Erik and I are gonna start our own team. The NBA Rejects.
Let's do it.
It's full of musicians, but we still can't give up the dream. Our real dream.
Into the NBA All-Star Weekend celebrity match. Oh yeah. That will be the ultimate redemption.
Yeah, you and Quavo and Justin Bieber. There we go.
Post up Bieber.
That's the starting lineup. It's me and you and Quavo, Justin Bieber. Maybe we'll throw Kevin Hart in there. How about that?
Yeah.
He's our sixth man. I don't think Iguodala can play on our team. That's awesome, though. Congratulations on that, guys. That's something that you should always have in the resume and always keep in your back pocket if you're having a down day, because that's really, really cool. I did want to note Palm Song. I really, really connected with that one. I know it's a little bit more of like you don't have a huge catalog, but it's a deep cut already, in my opinion. Are there any other sleepers from that album that you would want people to hear that maybe aren't as streamed?
Oh yeah, growing up, I also did the growing up. Honestly, I think just botched the release of it, but that's a great. Well, honestly, I don't think we did because growing the release it did the best. Maybe have that one little piece. But it's a good one. I don't know if some people haven't heard, but that's a sleeper.
Okay, good deal. Honorable mention, Growing Up.
I got to shred some guitar solo on that one too. Yeah, that's nice.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about Shapes, and let's talk about Breakfast ? Breakfast. I want before we even talk about the track, Breakfast ? Maybe the best album name I've ever fucking heard. Like in Matt's email, I was like, I read it kind of quickly. And I was like, does he want to get breakfast?
That's the idea right there.
Is that the idea?
I honestly, it's something like that for sure. Also, just breaking the of not releasing music for a while, or like I don't know, because it had been a long time. It's been like it's been like a 9 months, a year, like somewhere in that.
Right.
It's what I assume people will be introduced to us by, so it's kind of like an introductory sort of thing.
Okay.
And we could go. It's like why'd you get that tattoo? It's like there's millions of reasons, and they all suck.
Very creative, and it's so simple. It's something everybody can relate to. So would you want people to hear it like if I go get brunch, like the Foons are playing there then?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Only the best. 5-star brunch.
Tree that will come with it too, for sure.
I love it. But like what stands out to me immediately, like you guys have mentioned, is this is much more electronic influenced. Where was the direction, or why did you guys change it? I guess you kind of built upon what you were already doing, but how did you come to a collective decision with? I mean, you guys are obviously chose to join a group together, so you agree on certain things already, but Balloon Fruit and Breakfast are not the same albums. Was there any riffs in the group? Did everybody say, "Yeah, I'm down with this," or what was kind of those conversations like?
I just want to. So, we had Shapes before we started Balloon Fruit.
Really?
Yeah. And so I also wanted to. This is the only thing I wanted to take was Shapes. Shapes actually isn't technically going to be on the Breakfast album. Shapes
it's a single.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that's just one other thing that I wanted to say. But we did Shapes before Balloon Fruit. Yeah, so that was actually like that was the first track that Erik and I actually started working on together. So we kind of knew that we could go sort of that electronic route.
Yeah.
And then ended up going more of the traditional indie route, and now I think Breakfast is kind of joining the two. and doing that kind of hybrid of the live instrumentation with the electronic as well. It's going to be taking what we studio environment and incorporating that with all of the stuff that we learned in the Shapes experience, which was an entire ordeal that involved multiple environments. But we're incorporating all that into the basement. Oh my God! But
I know what you mean.
The entire band was pretty much on board, honestly, and I think we're all excited about the new sound. I think it resonates with all of us, so it wasn't really like too much of a discussion even.
That's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of energy in it. So it was almost like Balloon Fruit was almost like kind of the middle of your guys' chapter so far, and you already had this as the prequel, and now we're releasing the sequel. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we're on to the. We have many new songs too, so there's a lot. We have a lot on the docket here. We have a lot, but like we said before, the first time me and Taed jammed was on the MIDI keyboard and drums, and so that's kind of reminiscent in shape in that it's there's no guitar in it, and then the Balloon Fruit's influenced by me spending a lot of time with the guitar, and then getting us all getting a band together, and
I love that. It's awesome. I mean, it's kind of like cutting edge, if you ask me, like what you guys are doing. And I mean, I definitely hear a lot of LCD sound system guys. Is it safe to assume that's a big influence for you?
Definitely, yeah. James Murphy's a legend. Yeah,
oh my God.
Very good.
He's a legend. I saw him actually in 2019 at Smart Bar's 23-hour party or something, and I saw him DJ at like 4 p.m. And I had just kind of heard about legends about him like doing secret DJ sets and stuff, but then being like, yeah, exactly, like these indie-electronica, like disco, like just so many different types of influences. And when I listen to you guys' music, I like kind of got taken back to that set and him kind of like pushing the boundaries of what dance music is. And I think you guys are doing that.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. That means a lot. I love everything that's coming out of your mouth.
Thanks.
We're actually thinking about getting into that DJ world as well and trying to get some DJ sets together and maybe including some Foons live elements in a DJ set. We're considering things like that. So
let's do something, boys.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Mixing is such a blast, isn't it? In itself. I had something I wanted to say, but I found myself lost. Next question.
It's okay. I'm a bit of a wordsmith. I got you caught up there. I love that though, guys, for real. So next single coming out is Mind Me on the 8th, right?
Monday. Yeah, Monday is the day.
That's exciting stuff, guys. When is the album coming out then? You said you're still processing it, right? Like you're still finishing up all the last touches?
Still a lot in the works, but yeah, we're thinking sometime this spring.
Okay. So April, sometime, let's call it April-ish?
Yeah, April, May.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Very excited for that. And so I wanted to ask as well, on Shapes, Sam shot and edited. Erik took care of illustrations. I mean, you guys are pretty multi-talented. Like, not only can you play multiple instruments, not only are you musicians, but you're doing what you have to do, and that's everything these days as an artist, right? You can't just be a guitar player or singer. You have to be a social media manager. You have to be a graphic designer. You have to be a sales rep, for God's sake. It never stops.
As frustrating as it can be to accept that you have to do all of these things.
And you guys got a manager. He does a lot of hard work for you though, but still.
We've got help here, and I mean maybe that's one nice aspect to some extent of the band is we can delegate a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd also like Ariana Rodowski did a fantastic job on the the Shapes video as well.
It was so cool, so cool.
I only did those little drawing things, and then yeah.
Was that something you guys were doing already, or were you kind of just like, okay, we need somebody to do this, we need somebody to do that?
For what?
Like, did you already have the ability to do all that stuff? Did you guys have experience, or are you kind of just filling in the blanks?
So Ariana does the projections for our live shows.
Okay.
So she's a real smart, software wizard, who's just can do crazy things, and it's the whole videography aspect of it. So we just kind of combine those. His day job is he's the videographer for the Shed Aquarium. So
Whoa.
he's got a lot of experience with video and editing. So I think it that's why we like to keep a lot of it in house too.
Keep building on that, guys. Keep doing that. You got a great team that's multi-talented. Like I said, you have to have it all if you want to make it in the industry these days. It doesn't get handed to you anymore, right?
True. Yeah. Then you have to pray. Then you have to cross your fingers.
Well, you guys have had a lot of success already, so I'm not surprised. Things are going to continue up for you. And speaking of success, you guys have played some big shows, man. We mentioned the Elbow Room already. Balloon Fruit release party. That was at Shuba's?
Yes. Shuba's.
What? Dude, Shuba's at Lincoln Hall is like one of the most legendary venues in Chicago. You guys sold out your show for the album release. Fuck yes.
Yeah, that was a big triumphant one for us. But yeah, I mean, that was nice. We have that was 300 of like our best friends.
Oh man, how special was that for you guys then? Like kind of like, the validation that we did this, we got the show, people actually came.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and then the pandemic. That was our last big show. We had like two other kind of smaller ones after that, but I'm happy we got that one in there. Yeah, this was another great one. But Shuba's was the cap. Shuba's was the cap before the storm.
I like that.
Oh man, performing live. Yeah. We've been honestly getting into some decent virtual spaces and trying to do some shows before winter. So hoping to rekindle that this summer if we don't have normal shows and venue capacities and things like that.
Yeah, gotta make do. But whenever we do come back to live shows, tell me about like the dynamic live, because recording in the studio isn't usually the same as performing live in front of an audience. Are you guys incorporating more instruments, less instruments? Are you guys rehearsing? Like, what could we expect from a live Foons show that would want us to come back, share, spread the word, all that good stuff?
It depends, I guess, on which live show. If it's something like a Juba, if it's like a...
Give me the Shuba's example. The sold-out show. The crowd fucking wanted it.
Oh, well, you're gonna get bass in your face. Like,
oh shit! I'm gonna get bass in my face.
No, that was just no. But I think obviously our recording process talked on it, so pretty much a lot of our songs come from like a live session, and then adding instrumentation on top. So you're gonna get a live album should sound like the live set. We'll be able to get all of those elements that we included on the album and at the live set, which is gonna be great. Yeah, awesome. We're doing the bass layers, and then we're layering things on top of it, and then we're gonna figure out how to incorporate all the elements of what's in the final production into the live performance once we get. And so there's going to be a lot of synths. I'm looking forward to playing the Mother 32 by Moog live, which is a pure analog semi-modular sequencer that I love.
We got a synth scientist over here. Listen to that full-on description. What's on the side of the box?
You got to jam on some of this. We have a... Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's basically it's a lot of sound manipulation. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to bringing the synth to people. Yeah. and be fun. Yeah. And then also incorporate, there's so many fun places. Yeah, there's a lot of like hybrid drums on this album, like electronic kicks and all this crazy shit. There's gonna be but all those elements we should be able to get into the live set. So can't.
My God, you guys are already making me excited to come to a show. I love it.
We're excited to meet you there.
I'll be front row. If I'm getting bass in my face, shit, all right. I love that, guys. Very cool. And it's important to have memorable performances that you guys love. I know we're all missing that so much right now, but geez, we'll get there. Just keep doing what we're doing.
I would say for anybody who's missing live performances, boiler room sets have been getting me through quarantine, just throwing on boiler room sets and then, getting some cardio going. Jacks and boiler room sets.
Which boiler room set is your favorite?
Oh, wow. Nicholas Jar, probably, right? Well, there's Nicholas Jar. Jada G's got some great ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Puma had a great one. Folamar has a great, fantastic one. I would say go check out Folamar. And then when Folamar drops ABBA,
yes, dude, that is like
the crowd goes nuts.
I watched that video with my girlfriend, and she thought it was like a dubbed song, and I was like, no, like he really played that, and it went off harder than any other song you could play.
They go crazy. It's the most lit thing I've ever seen.
It is the most lit thing I've ever. I agree with you. That I can wholeheartedly agree with you there. I'm missing that shit too, because it's funny. I feel like we went from these big, massive shows, and then people wanting to get the more intimate experience, and I think we were getting back into that. Of course, coronavirus came, but I do think when we come back, like, people are going to appreciate those small, intimate experiences like the Boiler Room. You know what I mean? Where you really just appreciate the music. It doesn't have to be all about the lights, the insane sound system, which is great, but sort of like that Shuba's Lincoln Hall elbow room feel, you know what I mean? Where you're connected with the artist performing. That's kind of my favorite shows to play, honestly.
Definitely. Yeah.
Dude, you guys are fucking great. I wish I could have met everybody. Who's in the room right now?
We just met. Sam was here earlier, but we'll have to get another introduction with the whole gang sometime.
I want to just give you guys all props and acknowledgement, man. Like, 5-person group, couple of brothers, everybody loves music. You know, like, I have a lot of respect for you guys and what you do. It's not easy to do, but I feel the energy, I feel the positivity, I see and hear the talent. So the future looks bright for you guys, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
No problem, man. This is what I love doing. I didn't care if anybody tuned in. It could have just been us and Matt and probably my dad, but that's okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'll have to send this video to my dad. He'll love this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Your dad doesn't have Instagram. My dad got Instagram so he could keep up with me.
What? Let me get it. This live save.
Yeah, don't worry. I got you guys on this. We're gonna release this next week for everybody.
Can't wait. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, you guys got the full deal, man. Like I said, Matt, good salesman. This has been so much fun, though, guys. Like, thank you for taking the time, Erik, Taed. Like, give everybody my best and the rest of the group. And for everybody that's been watching, is watching right now, we got Mind Me coming out on Monday, and we got a really special album, Breakfast? ? Breakfast? There we go. That was good.
Zach asked when you can see the Foons next, and I don't even know if we have an answer for that. Do we? We'll get something on the calendar soon. We're also thinking of maybe doing like a live DJ, or not a live DJ set, but it's something for YouTube. Yeah. We'll get some virtual sets in the short term.
So we do have some DJ ability already in the group, then?
Oh yeah.
Well, shit. Let's hang out and drink some IPAs. What do you guys say?
I'm with it. Tonight?
Tonight? Yeah, I'm on my way. No, we got a snowstorm. You got to be careful in the city, boys. Come on.
True. For real.
Yeah, any Midwesterners out there, take care of yourself.
All right, well, thanks so much. Appreciate it, man.
Cheers to you guys. Have a good night. Thank you for the time. It's been a pleasure. Guys, the Foons, go follow them.
Take it easy, boss.
Peace, guys.